Good day, traders. On your screens here, you have the present state of the global economy. Now, these are plus 1,300 of the world's largest publicly traded companies across these 8 stock indexes, which you can just have a quick read at the bottom here. If you ever look at the charts purely from a price action perspective, you get a quick sense of what's happening. The most dominant feature on all of these charts is the strong bear trend that we are in. You have a look here, UK 100, sell-off, Hang Seng 50, sell-off, S&P 500, sell-off, Japan 225, Nikkei 225, sell-off, German 30, sell-off, Nasdaq 100, sell-off, Euro Stocks 50, sell-off, and Aussie 200, sell-off. Now, until such time as the bulls are able to get above the high of the bear breakout on each of these charts, we are in a bear market. Now, you can ask George, what of these huge bull bars that came in last Friday? Well, with every big trend, there are, of course, pullbacks. So essentially, and again, until we get above the highs of the bear breakout, these are just pullbacks. So let's have a look at one of them, UK 100, big sell-off, pullback until we get over that high to start off with. The bulls are able to put a high above that, fantastic. As long as you close above it, bulls are getting strong, but that's still the determining factor. And you can look all the way here, Aussie 200, same thing. So when I go into the market tomorrow, of course, I trade what I see in the charts. So I'm not going to ignore these bull candles all over the charts here. I'm going to go in looking to see if there's continuation by the bulls. And if there is, I'm going to buy. But I'm going to buy with at the back of my mind, knowing that I'm in a bear trend. So if I start to see a reversal at a key point setting up, trend reversal, I'm going to take profits on my longs and sell. If we don't get it, we just keep on buying. But big thing, present state of the global economy, big bear market. Presently, we are in a pullback and we have to wait and see what takes place. So these last 4 days of June are hugely exciting. It's getting to the end of the half of the year. So big forces in the market come into play. Lots of complexity, but huge opportunities to make a lot of money if you are careful how we trade. Take care, guys. We will catch up in our shows this coming week.
Thank you, George. Look, mate, I've got to say I'm pretty much on your side. I think this is a bit of a short covering rally that we're seeing on the stock markets. We don't know that yet, of course. We'll find out in due course. Now, what am I looking at for the week ahead? Well, there's not too much, I've got to say. There's a couple of things that I am interested in. These are the game changer bars that I like to trade. Well, not necessarily trade, but I get a general direction of where the market may or may not be headed throughout the week. And this is the first of those. It is EuroCAD. Now, I've been a bear EuroCAD for the longest time. In fact, I was in the longest position I've ever held, I think, for 11 months and so many days. Last on EuroCAD short, I'm pleased to say I got the direction right. I don't know that that's over. And we do have what I call a game changer bar, which basically, for those of you who like to look at technical analysis books, I think they're called key reversal bars. And this is one of those. The issue I have with that at the moment is not the bar itself, but this structure, which of course is an expanding or widening pattern down here at the bottom of a very long run. And we've come off the bottom of that, obviously. I would expect that I don't want to go short until we hit that level. And for that reason, I don't think I'll be trading this bar, but you know, it's very much akin to my bias on this pair. So maybe I should make exception and just place an order underneath that stop loss above it. Don't think that's wise. If I was going to do that, the stop loss needs to be there, which doesn't really give us a strong reward to risk till we get to the bottom of that range. So I'm not enamored by this. What I would be enamored by is if we get a very strong and quick rally up to here, then I would look to trade that short, but I don't think it's there at the moment. The other of the game changer bars this week is this one, Kiwi CAD. you'll notice that the CAD's involved in a lot of these. Well, sorry, there's only 3 of them. This one, you're kind of fighting against that strong bullish engulfing, which is very interesting, if not compelling. Again, we're in a strong downtrend, as George was talking about. I just don't know if this is retraced far enough. If I was looking to trade this short again, I'd want to be looking at that level, I believe, for the retracement at minimum to get back to there. So to get into here, pardon me, to get into this short at the moment doesn't make sense to me. I'd have to risk about 170 odd pips, but then the real conservative approach to that would be 267 pips, and I'm trading into a 69 pip low. That's just not a thing I like to do. Would I like to trade this short? Yes, probably I would, but I'd like to see it get up to here before I did. There's one on the radar that suggests we have what's known to me, because I coined the phrase, as a game changer plus. And that means we've got a key reversal bar, which is this one here, this massive bullish engulfing bar. This is pound CAD, by the way. And then an inside bar, which suggests to me that if I place an order long above here and a stop loss here, then I'll be in pretty good shape. And I'm absolutely not against that short term. I can't see this, rallying for a long, long way. Maybe there to start with. And I absolutely don't see it reversing, because I think the CAD has got far more credentials than does the pound. But in terms of a relief rally, then maybe this is possible. Maybe it does get back to here. And then I've got to work out, okay, is the risk that I'm going to take warranted for the reward that's possible? 188 pips gets me about 200. So there's a 1-to-1 chance here. Is that attractive against a strong downtrend? To me, no. And I really don't see it going any higher than that, to be fair. So for that reason, it's a no from me on pound CAD, despite the fact that I do see something that I do like to trade. Adding to that, I do like to trade these in context, as I should be trading everything in context. And the context is, where is the major trend, or where is the major or governing, if you like, pattern of the day? And it's probably very, very, very ambiguous in here. Okay, I've got a triple bottom that's just been broken. I've got a range that's just been broken. Really, I want to see a retest of that, don't I? Or a re-entry. So that's the key level for me. And for now, I don't think it's worthy of my attention, to be honest. 2 things are on my watch list, and that completes the weekly game changer bars for me. 2 things are on my watch list, both Euro-centric, and the first of them is Euro versus the Aussie. And the reason I like this one, or it's drawn my attention, is because we are at such a strong level. If I go to the bigger picture here, and you use your imagination, this looks like the Eiffel Tower, basically. But at the end of the day, when I do look at this chart, I think, is this really a Head and Shoulders? Is this really that obvious that we've got rejection, 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 break of the neckline, if you like, if that's the head, and we've got multiple shoulders here, then that's the neckline. And if the neckline's been broken, well, then it's now been retested on the monthly chart. Therefore, I sneak myself down to the weekly and see what I see. Well, I see exactly the same thing, right? Then have I got a reason to enter the market? Well, some would say that's a good start. I would say it's a good start, but I wouldn't say it's a compelling way to enter the market. What I would say is I'll be most definitely looking at this throughout the week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if I do get a bit of a rally and a lower high based on this area, then I think that's a short to be had. So Euro Aussie I'll be watching most definitely. Euro Kiwi is not dissimilar. In fact, it's probably very similar. And if I go back to to this chart, it's very, very similar, as you would expect. Aussie and Kiwi are fairly related, and the euro is the euro, of course. The one thing I don't have here is a strong level on that monthly chart. What I do have is a reasonable level, and I can't say this is a key level, to be fair, but it is a level, and we've rejected it 1, 2, 3 times. Those of you who recognize the way I trade, when I see that pattern, and you can start it there if you like, but you can also start it here. What I look at is a range, and that range is kind of unclear, but let's use the top of that line there. You could even go down to there if you wanted, and let's call that the range at the moment. Well, I've got 1 false break, 2 false breaks, 3 false breaks of that range. To me, that is a very, very significant sign that this currency pair, Euro Kiwi, is going to break this level to the downside. Now, how far it goes, I can't tell you. It may, in fact, break here and then go long, and that's fine. But my initial thought process is that I want to trade this short. I can't trade it short right now unless I'm a scalper, and I'm not a scalper. So what I'm looking for is price to come back into here. Now, the weekly pivot, I think that will be that's price. But yeah, the weekly pivot will be pretty much bang on that level tomorrow morning. So I'd love to see price fall just a little bit further, then come back and retest that area. Give me a lower high, and that will be my trade of the week. Euro Kiwi short, if it does set up. If it doesn't set up, then the scalpers win and I don't. But that's exactly what I'm looking for. Price to get down here, retest the top level, give me that lower high. And as I said, that's my best trade of the week, Euro Kiwi. Keep your eye on it. And I'm not suggesting you enter right now. I'm suggesting you wait for that lower high to form. Righto, guys, that's pretty much it. I've got the National Rugby League of Australia having their State of Origin match number 2 coming up very shortly. So I'm not going to hang around any further. I'm going to bid you adieu. I'm going to thank those who came in and rescued me from having to talk for an hour, and you guys for having to talk for half an hour anyway. Thanks to George for popping in. Thank you for Orlando for his excellent efforts. And of course, Ainsley for dropping everything that she had on the plate at the moment as well. And of course, thank you to Sam for facilitating us. We will catch up with you next week. Go the Blues, Gary, go the Blues. And we'll see you then. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye for now.